Welcome to Conversations Aloud. Today's conversation is about AI and how it will shape our society and business in the coming years. And it's already starting to do that in crazy ways. We're joined by Chris Carter, who is one of the godfathers of AI and SAP Cloud. He is a four-time best-selling author in this field. He's also the co-founder of Impala Ventures, an investment firm that supports startups and entrepreneurs in the IT sector. Welcome to the show, Chris.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here. And I'm excited because this is my 95th podcast of the year. And I'm looking forward to talking with everyone.
Congrats to you and lucky us. Perfect. So, Chris, you've helped build the infrastructure behind modern enterprise systems. Do you feel AI is a bigger revolution than the internet or cloud computing?
I can't say it than the internet because the internet changed everything. It changed the world. AI is now a building block on top of it. I look at it this way. I look at it. First, we had the internet itself and the folks at Paul Colley, Cal Poly, and those organizations and MIT. That was incredible. And it started us on a journey. Every journey takes footsteps. And we are now taking a giant footstep forward. And so I'd say that this is a massive leap for mankind.
Yeah. I mean, when you look at the pace of AI development today, does it excite you or does it worry you a bit more?
Oh, it's actually both. That makes me nervous because things get missed when you go too fast. If you are producing products and you're producing technology and you're producing activities, if you go too fast with some of these things and you miss something, that's where we started to get with AI starting to understand itself and started to create all languages between different computers. And you started getting it to hallucinate. That's when individuals and technology are starting to get a little too fast and you need to pump those brakes a little bit and slow down. We want people bigger, better, smarter. We also want our applications and our technology bigger, better, smarter. But you got to do that. Take your time. You don't need to rush. Let's be a little bit cognizant of those things. Take a step back if we have to, or slow our pace down a little bit.
Yeah.
Because really at the end of the day, we're not even in, I'm a baseball guy. I played baseball in high school, college and such. And one of the things I tell folks, I haven't even stepped into my locker room yet to change my uniform with artificial intelligence. Because remember, this used to be machine learning. Back when I was in college and back when I was after college, this was machine learning. This was us putting lots of power together of different machines, building that up, and then using that to decrypt and decode and to run to. Now we just call it artificial intelligence.
Awesome. I mean, we say intelligence, right? AI is intelligent, but isn't it just a really good, pattern predictor based on past data? Is calling it intelligent giving it too much credit?
I agree. I absolutely agree on that. Because what it's doing is it's taking mounds and mounds of data. It's looking at that data and then regurgitating an answer. So that's like telling my child 50 times in a row, if you drink chocolate milk, you will turn into a brown cow. And then all of a sudden my child saying, well, I can't drink chocolate milk because I'm going to turn into a brown cow. Okay, it's taking what it's always been told. In this case, all these petabytes and gigabytes and megabytes of data are out there. So it's looking at all that and it's regurgitating an answer, the best possible answer out of that. So it's smart enough to know I need to take and combobulate. We have a thing here at Milwaukee Airport called the recombobulation area. And I love to use that term here because we are recombobulating data to bring an answer to you. We're not bringing anything that new to the table.
Yeah.
All that data is out there. Hell, you can use an Encyclopedia Britannica. I used to have when I was a kid, this 27 books that would sit on my parents' shelf. And I would just pull one off and I would start reading it. Well, that's what it's doing. It's literally doing that for us in instantaneous gratification timeline.
Yeah.
And so it's recombobulating data at a speed of light and producing data based upon the past because it cannot see the future.
100%. I mean, the thing about the encyclopedia, uh, it, when you went there, you kind of knew that that's the correct answer, right? That's where there's no question about is this correct or not. With AI, it's giving you. I mean, when it gives you an answer, it's so confident. This is the answer.
Then, that's where the hallucination comes in. And oh, it has bitten people in the backside. You all of a sudden get these new memes and these videos and these things, and it's talking about things that people's ideas and conceptions. Let's just take the world today. Unfortunately, you've got right, you've got left, you've got center, you've got fascism, you've got socialism, you've got communism, you got all these different groups. AI doesn't know which one is right. Hell, we don't even know which one is right. How can AI make a decision when it sees all of these components, puts it all together and says, well, I'm going to pick that one. And that's the one I'm going to pick. Well, if we can't do it as humans and we have to be intimately involved with AI activities, how is it going to know which one is truly the right answer? If AI tells me there's no God and I'm a Catholic and I believe there's a God, it's wrong to me. If I'm in a Jewish faith or if I'm in a Muslim faith, and it's telling me, well, here's my God. And then all of a sudden it's either right or wrong based upon what you believe in and what you've been raised in society in your part of society. So that's where AI, it's trying to play to the greater good, but it doesn't know what your greater good is.
Yet.
I've got a small language model running on a group of x86 systems here in my own home. And I am trying every day to give it data and more prompting on me, my knowledge, my skills, my education, my backbone, all my books, all my writings, all my videos. And I keep feeding it more and more about me because I'm trying to do a test with this system. Can it get me more speaking engagements based upon everything it knows about me? And where is it going to get those speaking engagements and what groups are going to find that information educational and valuable? And so I've been pumping that thing full of all 17 books, I'm 56 now, so I got a lot of stuff out there. And I just keep hammering it with data. And we're going to see where it goes. So that's going to be one of my newer papers in 2026 is to see how that small language model took all my information and was able to move that forward.
Really interesting. So do you think that AI, we're entering a time where like small and medium-sized companies can outcompete with large corporations because AI lowers that barrier to do things? Or do you think that big tech, because it already has the massive data advantage, will end up consolidating power even further?
So I think you've got two compare and contrast here for a moment. So small companies can be fast and nimble. And like I made reference earlier, bigger, better, stronger, faster, cheaper. Smaller companies can move at the speed of technology. And I love that fact. That's why I have a group of companies. That's why I've got 4 different companies that move faster than anybody else. Then you look at these other large organizations, the IBMs and EYs and such technology firms out there. They can move that fast, but they put the brakes on themselves because, let's be honest, some of them are like, I don't know if that'll make profit for us. So they'll take some of that information, they'll ingest it, and they may be able to move faster, but they're in a whole different business. They want their stocks, they want their shareholders. They look at other things other than their customers and the businesses that they're trying to help. Where a company is like mine, I'm like, guys, get this out the door as quickly as you produce it, whatever the SLMs, the LLMs, get this information out there, put it into our Overwatch, use our encryption activities. When we're using homomorphic encryption, other companies are like, yeah, but is there money to be made in it? So you've got 2 sides of the fence on it. And I'm all about any technology that we create that is actually a benefit to humans, the businesses, and the go forward strategy. I'm about getting that out there and trying to get people to ingest it, use it, and understand it to help their businesses. Again, my philosophy is bigger, better, stronger, faster, cheaper.
Yeah.
So I try to do.
Yeah.
They're not necessarily
The- Yeah, to your point, the advantage of small companies is they're lean, they can make decisions quicker and implement much quicker than large corporations where it takes time to trickle down all the decision making into actual actions. We talked about intelligence with AI, and we're saying basically it's not that really intelligent because it's just predicting patterns and kind of regurgitating everything. So, oh, will it become intelligent? And if so, what does that actually look like?
You remember the Terminator?
Dear.
We all don't get me. AI is going to turn us into the Terminator, the original Terminator,
Yeah.
and they're going to take over the world and all these machines. Let's be really honest. If these machines and if this intelligence starts learning and it starts learning without conscious and it starts to take data and it starts to create its own data and it starts getting its own languages. There's the story about the two computers over at MIT or Cal Poly that started creating its own language to talk to each other. So humans couldn't interact with it until they finally pulled the plug on it. Well, apparently that is a true story and that was happening. And, if that's happening, it's going to happen somewhere else. And there are bad actors in this world who can't wait to destroy certain entities in this planet. I fully believe somewhere down the future, we are going to get to a point where technology is going to outpace us as humans. They say we only use about 7% of our brain power. I wish I could use all 100% of it. But at the end of the day, a computer doesn't understand that it cannot stop using 100% of its compute power. So they're using 100%. We're using 7%. Someday, it's all going to catch up to us. And I fully expect that. I don't think it's going to happen in my timeline. I think it's too infancy yet. But I can see a point in time where during my children's timeline that it's going to be the case.
And what's the way out of that?
Well, then you'd have to stop everything. Elon Musk says that we need to be smarter and we need to be more conscious and we need to step back and we need to be the judge of the technology. I think there's too many organizations out there that let technology be the judge of everything. You look at some of these organizations that everything across the board is technology driven decision making compared to us where as humans, we're making the decisions for the technology. And you're starting to see the evolution of that. And it's starting to flip 180 degrees. Technologies are making decisions for the humans to make HR decisions, finance decisions, stock purchase decisions, building decisions, how you run company decisions. I know a gentleman who's a CEO who literally would type in questions into Chat Hub and he'll use the 6 question box and he'll start reading those answers. Which one is me? Which one would I do? And he'll read all 6 of them. And I'm like, really? That's how you make decisions in your company? Yeah, they know more. They know as much as I do, if not more, because it's all the data out there. And it's not just their company data, because he's using the global data, not his company data, to make business decisions. That's like, oh my goodness. I couldn't imagine doing that. Hey, ChatGPT, tell me how I should hire or who I should hire and why I should hire and what I should do with my business. Hey, what should I do with my business this week? Should I close it down? Should I keep it up? I'm having a bad day. My coffee didn't taste great. What should I do? Okay, well, how about under ChatGPT starts making some of those decisions for you?
Yeah, I think that's the worry for me. There's 2 worries, to be honest. Other than the Terminator kind of scenario, there's the number one. We as a society, as humanity, stop using our brain like we used to. We're just becoming lazier. We're more reliant on this thing because it's easy. Just like instead of thinking, let me just type in something, it gives me the answer. I don't need to engage with it. I don't need to work those, burn those calories for something that seems obsolete now because we've got something that thinks for us. That's a big issue for me. And then the other issue is how much it can manipulate us to get angry and take action in certain ways. When you combine things like, if you remember Cambridge Analytica and showcased ads in particular for each person, it was different ads for different people because it knew what would kind of trigger us. Now, imagine combining AI with that, whereby it can create an ad within minutes. It knows everything about you. It's just an unlimited number of ads, and people are just going to be triggered all the time. And that could lead to terrible situations.
Well, that's still the algorithms. When you look at the social media entities that are out there, their algorithms change continuously. It's crazy how often they will change it to benefit and make more revenue. And more revenue right now in this society is making people angry at another group of people. And so they are using that same algorithmic method. It's just no longer through Analytica any longer, who of course has been disbanded. But that's still the algorithms out there, and the manipulation of those algorithms. Nobody knows how those algorithms work except for the people inside those entities. And to be honest, I don't want my government running those algorithms either. I don't trust these 80-year-old men and women in any of these entities that are in the government. Hell, I don't trust half my state government to do what's best for their state representative or their federal representatives. But I also need those individuals, Elon Musk, the Mark Zuckerbergs, the Satya Nadals. I need them to be more transparent. Be more transparent with what you're doing and how you're doing that. You know, my books were selling fantastic. Then all of a sudden, one day, the algorithm changed, and we had to change our SEO, and we had to change our systems and how we advertise and put those out there, because they got a burr in their backside one day, and they changed that whole algorithmic process. So if they could do it in one fell swoop on just advertising and promotions into their internal Amazon activities, think of how that happens across the globe with every other entity.
Yeah, yeah. You mentioned their algorithms, and that's how social media kind of shows you what you get. It depends on the algorithm. Do we have something similar with AI? Do the AI companies like Sam Altman's company, do they actually understand how ChatGPT produces the things it produces? Are they in control of that, or have they just lost control of it?
So Sam has made a quote, and this was a couple months ago, and somebody can come out and correct me if I'm wrong. He made the point that it is all based upon you and how you prompt that tool to be able to bring up the decision that you want. If you skew your prompts to a degree that is a little bit different than somebody else's prompting, you may add some different nouns, some different adjectives on different activities to do it, and it's going to come up with some modifications to each of us. So you and I live in different places. I'm in Wisconsin, the United States. You're in the UK. We have different things that we talk about. You know, we've got a different education backgrounds. I'm going to say something a little different. You're going to say something a little different. And our prompts are going to be different based upon how we input it into the system. So in that regard, I believe he's absolutely correct. Each individual is unique, and they're unique in how they use those prompts to gather the information that they're looking for. And I think that's a good thing. I don't think that's a bad thing, because each of us is unique in our own different variations and ways, how we were brought up, our educations, our backgrounds, so on and so forth, in our philosophies on life. So I really like that. If we can maintain that activity, I don't want everybody's prompt. I don't want everybody to get the same prompt, cut and paste, because then what is that? That's nothing but a repetitive task. I want unique tasks. I want a uniqueness about me or and I'm willing to modify my prompts. It's fine. I've got prompts that I use that are literally pages and pages and pages long, because I've modified them, and then I'll change this and I'll add this. Well, I like what you've done there, ChatGPT, but could you go into more depth on this side of it? Or could you go into more depth on this? Or could you give me more? That's what I really think is huge. And once we start all understanding the prompting philosophies of these tools, I think that's when we're all going to win because it makes them all unique to us.
Yeah, prompting makes a huge difference with the answer that you get. And the majority of people uh, create such a kind of small prompt that actually increases the probability of hallucinations by the AI because you're not giving it that information. So it's just making assumptions and doing all that. I mean, what do you feel is going to be the biggest impact of AI on our society in the next 5 years? Is there anything in particular that you feel like will have the biggest impact?
I think that in the next 5 years alone, it is going to grow so much. And I'll be honest, I've already started using it. I stopped using Google and started using my chat hub, which literally has 8 different boxes to get me answers that I want. I don't want to see websites. And this is why I like what the Google did with their AI based answers. I love that. I'm not looking for a web company or companies, but what I am looking for is I'm looking for companies who have the answer to the question that I'm asking. And I think, to be honest, that's the direction. I think this whole Google search is now going to become the Google or the, what do they call it, Gemini search. And that's going to be such a game changer to everybody because now you're getting answers. You're not getting just companies thrown at you. You're getting real answers from Gemini or Chat Hub or Perplexity or something, whatever you're using, that are giving you the answers to what you're looking for right then and then. And to be honest, I think that's going to not only be bigger, better, and stronger. I think you're going to see, even though Google is freeware right now, you're going to see the cost of getting into that and being able to utilize that internally for companies as well as externally be a huge differentiator for everybody. My organizations deal with predictive analytics and with homomorphic encryption to make sure that your entities are locked down and secured so they're not bouncing out of the outside world. So to have that on the inside, oh, that's a game changer for organizations and the people who are using those tools every single day.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people in organizations have questions, and if there was kind of a database for all the answers of those questions, and people can just type in, they get the answer, that would save a lot of time. People become more productive. I mean, from your investment perspective, what industries do you feel will see the most transformation or disruption from AI in the next few years? We're talking about the next 5 years.
So I think manufacturing is going to be a huge one. I think that organizations are going to be able to understand when to build things, how to build things, why to build things much faster and much easier because they're going to have the data from the past to be able to understand what's happening in the future with tariffs and all these other things that are going on. It will be more predictive for them. I also think as part of that, I'm a huge proponent of the manufacturing and the modification and the making changes and being proactive with predictive analytics on machinery and activities. So anything that's got a computer with a machine, tractor, a lawnmower, punch presses that manufacture anything out in the world, those types of things. That predictive analytics is going to be huge because that data is going to be there. I look at the agribusiness right now. I just did a podcast with an individual and we talked for literally 2.5 hours about the agribusiness, just the corns and manufacturing of weeds, how we utilize that, being able to take that data. Pretty soon you won't even need a farmer in the tractor to do any of the plowing, any of the baling, any of the bringing in of the corn. You'll have autonomous tractors out there doing this work. It will have plot maps, etc. To a degree, John Deere and Case do have these activities, but now it's starting to get tweaked and it's starting to see the dials. Then the next one out of those three, those two would be the third one would be healthcare. We're starting to get to a point now where companies like Epic Software, phenomenal company, they know every piece of data on anybody that's inside that system. They're going to be able to take that data because now they own it. The hospitals own it, the doctors own it, and be able to understand, well, in this part of the country, we have these types of medicine cases or these types of cases that are coming up that we need to be more cognizant of. In this part of the world, we have these types of activities going on. It's this time of the year here in summer. Maybe there's more of an allergic activity going on. They're going to be able to use that data to make changes and predict what's happening in different parts of the world, just alone on the medical data they have of all these individuals. And then they can use that because the world is getting old. Let's be honest. We went through this phase after World War II where all of a sudden all these individuals are getting much older. You and I are still young men compared to the healthcare system. All these individuals who literally are starting to retire are having bad hips, bad knees, bad shoulders, bad necks. They're going through that process and they're going to need assistance. And AI is going to help the medical teams understand where they're going and based upon the pains that they currently have. Because if you have a bad back, all of a sudden you're going to have bad hips. Bad hips lead to bad knees and bad feet because you're walking differently and you've got issues. So it's going to predict your pains and it's going to start to either help you with workouts or with drugs, or sad cases you're going to pass on within the next 2 or 3 years if you don't change your lifestyle. So I think those three right there are going to be huge for our ecosystem.
Very interesting, especially around the healthcare. So what you're saying is that one will be more proactive because we can predict a bit of the future based on the past data and therefore respond much quicker. But also there'll be more tailored responses because we have AI that can actually help individual people or on a larger scale.
Think about that right there. You just made the perfect point, and that's the point I was trying to. So it's going to predict based upon the. So say you have a placebo group over here. When drug manufacturers do these tests, they do a placebo group and then they do a drug test. Well, if you've already got the data for people of a certain age, say from 55, we'll say 80, and you start to look at how they start to fall apart, knees, hips, ankles, back pain, so on and so forth. You start to see patterns emerge in that data, and AI will take that pattern data and it will start to predict when individuals who don't exercise, are overweight, have high blood pressure, you take all these components, you put them into your AI algorithm, and you start to see, why would I need a doctor anymore? Geez, hey doc, I'm 6'3", I'm 280 pounds. I don't exercise. I eat like crap, and I love whiskey. Tell me something I don't know that's going to be beneficial. Well, Chris, you're going to have sore knees. You're going to have sore lower back. You're going to be overweight. You're probably not going to have good sleep. Okay, well, you just told me everything I already know. Now, what are you going to do for me? So it's pretty easy to predict those things.
Yeah.
And I think AI, with all the data from individuals, millions of people, can be more predictive.
Well, it's kind of already happening. I mean, I've got this device over here, a Whoop, and it tells you now the pace of aging that you individually are having based on the data you input, based on how much you're exercising, drinking, when you're eating. All this data is collected and tells you either you're double your pace of age or you're actually reducing your age based on those things, and obviously sleep and stuff. So it's very interesting if you can use it, and we have the tools to use it.
Now, Woot is great. I love that little band. I have an Apple Watch. I don't have the Woot, but I've been following their data and what they tell individuals on how they are doing with their lifestyles. And even to the point, it sounds like they chastise you. You are now double your pace of life. You might want to consider.
And to be honest with you, it does kind of it does make me change my behavior. Because like it's right in your face. You cannot move away from it. It sends you that message that you've double your pace. So I'm all happy with that. So you know, a lot of people's worry now. You know, there's a lot of excitement, but also a lot of people are worried about mass unemployment. Do you think we'll see more mass unemployment before we see the benefits of AI fully realized?
No, I think AI, Again, I'll go back to the statement I made earlier: bigger, better, stronger people who use AI to make bigger, better, stronger decisions, to make bigger, better, stronger companies that will need those individuals. AI needs us. Now, do they need all of us? Not necessarily. But if I'm an organization, and I speak to this one at universities all the time, I don't want young people coming out of universities to be adapt at artificial intelligence. I want them to be able to prompt properly. I want them to be able to code properly if they're coders. If they're in the marketing and sales side, I want them to be able to use the tools to be bigger, better, stronger. So when they come out of university, they're hitting the ground running. There's no more lag time of 1 or 2 years that says, hey, you're going to need these 2 years to get up to speed on all the tools and what we do and how. I want them to come right out of the chute, and I want them to hit gangbusters. And that's what AI, I think, does. From the young people coming out of college to you now are, let's say you're mid-management. If you're mid-management, you better know the AI tools up and down and in and out. Because if you're going to be from a technology team to a sales and marketing team to an HR and finance teams, you've got to use those tools to be bigger, better, stronger for yourself and my company. I am the final bridge between them and employment with our organization. And I literally will sit there and ask them, what are your AI tools? What are your proficiency? How do you prompt? What is your prompting smarts? From a technology person, we mandate they test their code in some of the AI-based tools that we have because we don't want errors anymore. Errors is when you had massive amounts of people coding. So we've consolidated our team down into people that know how to code and use the prompts of AI. Same thing with our sales team, same thing with our marketing team. What do you do to proactively work with marketing to go out to the sales and to try to bring business into our organization? How do you work together with them? What are the prompts you use? What are the tools you use? Then I go over to the finance team and the HR team. What are the tools you use to be proactive to make sure that our employees can use self-service tools from an AI-based perspective? And we do self-service from, they can know exactly how many hours they have left for their vacation time, when they can take their vacation time. If there's multiple people that want to take a specific timeline off, who's got priority based upon their seniorities? Those are the things I want them to do. So at the end of the day, I feel I'm not getting rid of people, or I may be slowing down my process of hiring, but I'm hiring for specific reasons now, not just because, hey, I've got to have 10 people here because I'm not sure how fast we're going to be able to code. It's bigger, better, stronger individuals to make bigger, better, stronger companies to make us all bigger, better, stronger. And we're just not hire as many people.
That makes sense. I think the worry is, I mean, I see how AI can amplify people's abilities that already have skills, and they are going to use AI to help them with their skills and amplify their skill set. But then there's a huge segment of society which is just entering the workforce right now. Those are the people I'm worried about, because if I remember when I entered my field in finance, I failed so much, and I learned from them. It was kind of, you're thrown in the deep end, you're making mistakes, but you're interacting with people and you're learning. But now you don't have to make mistakes.
To make those mistakes, and that's the benefit of AI. You can make those mistakes to the AI tools rather than if you're in finance, if you make a mistake that's worth $150,000, that's a pain in the ass to the company. You make a mistake inside of AI, AI helps you with making sure that that mistake doesn't happen in real life. So that's why I like having younger people who are coming out of university or just starting with university, having experience with AI from the university. And I've pushed several universities to get their AI programs up and going. SAP has got the largest SAP university program. They've got over 80 different universities. Their AI tool is built into their classes right now. So when they come out of university, they know how to use the AI tools of SAP and other tools right out of the university. So that's tens of thousands of young people right there.
Yeah. Yeah. It's obviously has its advantages. And then there's the other part, which is a lot of times, if you're just starting your career, you don't know what's right, what's the correct thing, what's the wrong thing. And then suddenly you ask, say, ChatGPT or whatever, and they give you an answer. You don't know whether that's correct or not, unless you're skilled in that field, and then you can challenge it.
That's my university. That exact point is why I want universities and colleges around the globe to start leveraging these tools for individuals. Start helping them become a bigger, better, stronger before they hit the job market. Because the more you know coming out of college and into the job market, and you've seen that, now you're not going to see everything. Let's be honest. We are not going to see, hell, I'm 56 and I still haven't seen everything. But you've got that little bit of knowledge and the ability to be able to say, I don't know if that's right. I need to go talk to one of my teammates. That to me, that's the beautiful thing about it is collaboration. I love seeing my staff members standing around the coffee makers, talking to each other, because the more that they talk with each other, they'll take back to their computers and they'll start playing on their AI tools and they'll start working. And then all of a sudden you'll hear somebody pick up a phone and they're calling over the gentleman that they thought, hey, it worked. Hey, exactly what you said. This is what I did in the prompt and this is how I did it. I think collaboration between humans and AI is such a wonderful thing. So the first part, I love the interactions between humans. I drive. When I walk around in the mornings and I go to each of our facilities and I sit there at the coffee makers and I talk to everybody. I want to know what they're doing, how they're doing, what their thoughts are, what the technologies are working on. Share that with each other. I think it's a beautiful thing. Collaboration between humans. Then take that collaboration between the humans and now collaborate between your AI and watch how your different action items work. And then bring that back to the human side. It's never going to be just you and the AI. It should always be you, humans, AI, back to humans, back to AI. It should be like a great tennis match, back and forth. The knowledge you're going to be able to spread between other humans and your AI tools and yourself, that's when the magic happens.
That makes sense. So for people that are watching, how should they be approaching AI, and what kind of mindset, and also what should they be doing and not doing to remove the negative parts of working with AI?
AI is here for good and it's going to stay here for good. So let's embrace it. Let's have a kumbaya moment and let's love it and kiss it. And we're going to make it happy. We're going to do the Despicable Me too. And no, I love that Muzzy Bunny. Oh, I love it. But what I really want you to do is I want you to think positive, because the more positivity you think about the tools and the people that you work with and tools you're going to use, the more you're going to want to try it, embrace it, and you're going to come in with clean, open eyes. Try it. All you can do is try. If you fail at it, fail fast and try again. Ask people for help. Find me on LinkedIn or find one of my books or call me and say, hey, Chris, I'm kind of hesitant about it. And then let me know what tools you're using. Let me know what you're prompting. Let me know what you're thinking about it. How are you using it in business? How are you using it for yourself? Hell, I use AI every day, even just to think about different restaurants that I like that I'm going to travel to, or different cities when I go and travel. I use one of my tools. What's the best 5-star restaurants in this area that are, I like steak, I like chicken, I like ribs, give me this stuff. And it gave me Moroccan food one day and I was like, oh, hell yeah, let's go. And so use it for fun. Don't use it. It's not a bad thing for you. Yes, bigger, better, stronger, faster, cheaper is great. But at the end of the day, can you have fun with it? Can you learn from it? Can you develop from it? It's going to make you think about that mindset. Change your mindset from negativity to positivity. Go out there and see what type of tool you'd like to play with and just play it. You don't have to play it. Just play with it. And then, great. That's what we do as humans. We grow. Every day we grow something else. One of these days I'm going to grow my hair back. But it's all about growing and having a little fun. Life's too short. Enjoy it.
Yeah. And what are the safeguards that they should consider when it comes to this?
Oh, so big thing is if you're in a company environment, use your own data. Don't use anybody else's data. Don't use your competitors' data. Don't go uploading your data into ChatGPT. I don't want you to lose your data. If you're in sales and marketing, use the Canvas, use the ChatGPTs, all those things in the open network, because that's going to give you some ideas and thoughts about how to design, how to create, how you're going to upload different activities to maybe your hub suites and Hootsuite, all that. That's a different idea. When you're coding your own, I call it the black box. Code text or do the coding in your own organization so that your organization's sand environment and dev environments are being utilized. When you're using your finance data or your HR data, definitely don't go anywhere near somebody else's. Keep it all in-house and make sure it's all yours. Because once you start recombobulating data from somebody else to yourself, you're never going to have clean data. And at the end of the day, you want the cleanest data possible because that's your record of truth. Once you have your record of truth, it's like the old song from Queensryche and Jeff Tate, Operation Mindcrime. When it's combobulated, it's everybody else's data. But when it's not, it's all your data. And that's when the magic happens. Your data, your company, your tools, your people, seeing the best capabilities that your company and your people can.
Right. And lastly, what do you feel people get most wrong about AI that they should correct?
First is that it's going to destroy the world. Well, that's not going to happen for another 100 years. So don't worry, AI won't. That's Terminator in 100 years. What they do get wrong is they get wrong. A perfect example is picking the wrong tools for the wrong thing that you're going to work on. Now, there's different AIs all over the board, and they do not match up 100% with what you need for different items. If you're going to be doing finance or you're going to be doing HR, that's got different tools you need to do because you're doing the data inside your organization. When you're doing coding, that's another different tool that you need to leverage to just monitor and maintain and evaluate your code stacks. It's a different tool. When you're doing sales and marketing, that's a different set of tools as well. Don't think that every tool can do everything for your company. You're not going to get an ROI. You're not going to have clean data. That's been my biggest misconception when I walk into companies. Oh, I was told that I could use this. Who told you could use a sales and marketing tool? Check your code. It doesn't even allow you to do that. No wonder you have no ROI. Because CFOs want ROIs. CEOs get judged on how the CFOs and the ROIs of these tools. Pick the right tool, pick the right data, and make sure it's for the right solution in your organization. Because not all tools are created the same. And you can't pull the same data out of the same ones.
And what's your favorite tools these days?
So I've got different tools for our sales and marketing teams. Use Hootsuite, they use Canvas, they use Gammas, they use Sunos. For our coding teams, they've got the Perplexities. They've got some in-house chat hub activity that they use for monitoring and building code for our in-house HR and finance. We use Joule 90% of the time because it's built into our built-in black box solutions for SAP. And so we run different components based upon what the applications are.
Awesome. Chris, this has been really interesting, and I wish we could talk longer. But if people wanted to reach out to you or follow you, where can they do that?
Sure. The best place is find me on LinkedIn. Pretty easy. Christopher M. Carter. I'm the only guy out of Wisconsin named Christopher Carter, so that's easy. And I'm on all the socials. I've got our company, App Royal, APPROYO. We've got to AI, named after one of my favorite bad guy characters in a movie. And if anybody can figure out that character in the movie, please text me on LinkedIn and let's connect, because not too many people have seen that movie back in the 1980s and 90s. And then my books are all over Amazon as well. So find me there. I've got an author's page. I've got my author's pages, Christopher M. Carter. Find me anywhere. I'm out there, and I'm always willing to have a conversation. As long as there's a good coffee or a good whiskey, I'll even meet in person in Chin.
Love it. I might have to meet you in person in that case.
Hey, let's do it. I'm coming over. I'm coming over to Europe the end of January again.
Awesome. Well, let me,
So, yeah.
yeah, let me know. Perfect, Chris. It's been great speaking to you. Thank you so much for your time today.
Oh, thank you. Have a great one,
You too.
everybody.